All right. Just gonna get everything all set here to go live. That's my crazy daughter running around in the background, screaming at something or somebody. Probably get my mic over here. Oh boy. There we go. Looks like I should be live on Facebook. 1 second, folks, while I kind of get all my ducks in a row here. It felt funny. I was like, wait, where's the microphone? All right, so what's going on, everybody? Eric Clark here with the Where to Hunt podcast. The seat next to me is empty this week. Greg is out of office, so you get me, and that's it. So I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Welcome back to the Rut Club Radio. Obviously, the rut has come and gone. I don't know very much, or if anything, about second rut. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. If that's a thing right now or not, I couldn't tell you. But I'm curious. Solo dolo, bro. Solo dolo. Just like Kid Cudi says, Mr. Solo Dolo. Just me tonight. But I will be going back on at 7 o'clock with our guest, John Eberhardt, so that'll be fun. So stand by for that. But from 6 to 6:30, you guys get me all by myself. And if you want to call into the show, I'd love to chat with you. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty boring sitting here for 30 minutes trying to fill the void of talking into a mic all by myself. What's going on? So I got Instagram over here just in case some of y'all want to trickle in. Again, the link to the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. You can find that link in the Instagram bio if you're there. And if for those of you looking at this camera, I have my phone sitting here, so I'm talking to that, as you can see. And I think my video froze up, so let me just re-engage that video real quick, folks. Hang on. Unplug, plug in. Let's see if that does the trick. I think y'all can still hear me just fine. Classic. All right, 1 sec. Let's see if that did the trick here. I guess not. Try again. Hang in there with me, folks. We'll see if that does it. Nope, nothing yet, huh? There's always got to be a problem. Let's try this. Hang tight. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can all see me, hear me, etc. I think I lost some of you. It says I'm still live. Sorry there, Instagram. Watching this shit show. What's up, dude? Just falling on my face here with video problems. 5 minutes in and I already got 500 problems. No callers. Man, I tell you. All right, so I think this should come back online here. At least I expect it to. It says there's people watching. Let's see. Did it freeze again? No, yes. Can't call in, but I'm still putting the stand time. Connor commented, what's up? All right, I'm just trying to work through whatever technical glitch I have happening here, so bear with me a little bit. I'm going to cut the live, and then I'll flip it right back on, so stand by for like 3 seconds, I guess. All right, it's going to go off. It's going to come right back on. And I'd usually use my phone to test it, but since I'm running the Instagram video live real quick, it's a little bit different style here. I think you guys can see me now. Yeah, I didn't freeze up. Okay. Let me delete the other one so I don't get all confused later. Delete from page. Delete. And then now I just have the one. All right. So, style here. Rut Club Radio. I have no idea what's going on with the rut, right? It came, it's gone. I don't know if there's like G to G. Good to go. Thanks, Clay. I guess I say that a lot. Ain't that right? If anybody wants to call in, I'd love to chat with you about how your rut went. What's up, Bruce? I'd love to talk to you. I know you're always behind the wheel. If you got a chance to call in, appreciate it. It's just me tonight flying solo. Greg Tubbs is out of office, I guess. And yeah, I'm just looking to talk about the rut for the next 20 minutes or so. And then I got to shift gears and get to the live broadcast from 7 to 8 with guest John Eberhart. So we're going to talk late season tactics with him, how to access property. I have a bunch of questions from some of the users from Instagram, so we'll populate that as well and talk to him through some of that stuff. I have a late season hunt planned for January, I think, 18th, in the middle of the state, kind of, with a couple buddies, and it'll be a late season bow hunt. That'll be the last hunt that I do this season. I had not had much luck hunting this year. I got close. I got on some good sign, some hot sign, some big sign, and I went hunting with a number of folks this season. I went hunting with Anthony Heller with deer vein. I went hunting with Connor Wakefield, the whitetail drifter. I went hunting with Greg Tubbs. I went hunting with my good buddy Joel. I went hunting with my dad, a couple buddies for gun season. So I really had a really fun season, a lot different than normal for me, actually. I've never hunted with that many people before, especially in one season or ever, actually. And I also had never hunted two people out of one tree. So that was a first because we're doing a little bit of filming. So it was a fun season, and getting to see how other people hunt was kind of cool. You know, what sign do they look for? How do they get into the woods? How do they set up? What do they pack in? It was just cool how they look at a property through the lens of their experience, etc. So we do have a caller here. We got, it's your boy from Michigan. What's up, brah?
Hey, what's going on, dude?
Welcome to the show. I'm good. I'm glad you called. I'm just sitting here by myself.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. So I've been out driving a lot, and I've actually been noticing a lot more deer activity, quote unquote, in the late afternoon for sure, more so than the morning. Absolutely. So I'm actually kind of interested in the guests you have coming on tonight, talking about late season tactics and activities and things like that. So I'm looking at taking my son out this weekend, looking at a late afternoon or early afternoon into the evening kind of sit. So I'm really kind of pumped up for that for sure.
So that's this weekend you're going to get out again with your boy?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize he was old enough to hunt
already. Take him out this weekend. And,
like just for like watching and stuff, right?
Technically not. Yeah, just for watching and stuff like that. We're going to be doing hunter safety for him in the springtime. Nice. And next year he's actually eligible to use a firearm in the state of Michigan. So
how old is he?
I'm pretty pumped up for that. He'll be 9.
Holy crap. Deer camp's going to start to change.
I know.
That's incredible.
Well, maybe not next year. maybe we'll wait a couple of years till he can have his, till he can kind of understand deer camp a little bit better, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever. I mean, it's going to change for me at some point too, right? I got to bring, my boy and my girl, and at some point they're going to be of age to go too. And if they want to, that's entirely up to
Exactly.
them. But if they do, I want it to be a welcoming environment.
Right. And that's
they
kind
can
of what I'm
drink beer
waiting
without
for. I
not
mean,
yelling at them at age 10.
yes, that's kind of what I was getting at too. I want him to have his first Bush latte, up in beer can. So, but yeah, I mean, he's been super interested in actually wanting to go out with me. So I figured, we'll go out in the late season and just kind of see how he does, and make sure that he knows like what he's getting himself into.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
So I'm actually pretty pumped up for that. Yes, sir.
So you've really dove into deer hunting this year more than any other year. You've just been all about it.
Yeah,
this year.
Absolutely. So I don't know what really happened. I think it was just because I'm such a bad fisherman. I needed some kind of outlet.
That's how I feel about hunting. I'm such a bad hunter.
And plus I'm an okay hunter. But since I wasn't able to come up to deer camp this year, I figured, why not try taking advantage of it? I've been really delving into a lot of podcasts, especially yours, a couple other ones that I don't want to mention, but I have been listening
I
to
know
a few
all the
others.
podcasters. There's no competition.
So like the Wired to Hunt guys,
yep, Mark.
Wired to Hunt, Meat Eaters, Steve Rivella, yep, Mark, Steve. There's another one that I found was really good. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was all about like brand new to hunting, like this is what you should do. I think it's called like the New Hunter's Guide.
Interesting.
I've been really listening to that one as well. I mean, he does really, really short, 10, 15, 20 minutes top. Just like, hey, here's a quick topic about, flashlights and deer stands, and just he covers a whole lot of topics. So just with all the driving I've been doing, it's good to be able to get into it. And I don't know, I just felt like this year has been the year where I've had a lot of time to put out in the woods.
Yeah.
Nothing's come from it yet, but, this weekend, maybe something else.
The biggest thing you can get from, and sorry, so Instagram folks, if you're watching, if you head over to YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, someone said Facebook's the devil. Yeah, sure. So then go to YouTube or Twitter, whatever the hell you like. We're live streaming there, and we got a caller on the line out of Michigan. So if you're on Instagram, you can't hear that. If you head over to those other channels, you can hear the both sides of the conversation. Otherwise, you're just going to hear me. But, there's a lot to be said, not necessarily about failure, but just not even, how do you even say, what's not success, not the opposite of failure, but the in-between success and failure, like just doing something for the sake of doing it. You're not failing per se, but you're not succeeding, right? You're just doing something out of experience, but whether it's experience or failure, the data that you collect from those experiences just inform you to do better next time. So it helps you inch your way towards that success. So, dude, I'm really glad you got out the way you did.
Right.
You went from never
I've actually learned quite a bit.
Yeah, man. And you can move the needle the most in the beginning. You can go from 0 to
borrowing 100. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the other good thing, too.
So I've been borrowing deer stands and borrowing somebody's blinds that they had already set up, and it's just like, hey, I've got this set up. You can use it. And when I get out to that area, and I sit there and I'm watching and I'm looking and I'm listening, I found out like, hey, maybe this isn't the best spot because of, X, Y, Z. And now maybe next time when I go up to that same sort of area, because I've been hunting all public land, and, maybe not, instead of parking the blind 600 feet from where we parked the car, like, let's move inland a little bit. Let's go deeper into the forest where most hunters don't want to go. Let's go find some other spots that's not as easy access.
The guys that just go right to, a wood line or whatever, and you can also hit up an overlook spot. That's actually something that Greg Tubbs and I did on one of our hunts. We just went to an overlook spot, and it was hot as hell as far as sign is concerned, and 0 human sign. So we got into a great area, and Greg actually got real close to some action.
Right.
He just never showed his face, the buck he had heard. So those are both.
Gotcha. Yeah, our spot was just at it was literally right off a walking trail on our left, and then right in front of us was another sort of pseudo walking trail, and it looked like some deer had used it. It's kind of a highway, but not to the extent where you would need it to be successful. So I've learned actually quite a bit just from sitting. what makes me comfortable, what makes me uncomfortable, how many different pairs of socks or just like simple stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it actually, learning that stuff makes me want to go out again and do it better. Every time I want to go out, like I want to go out and improve,
It's amazing how much some of the seasoned hunters take for granted just how much we know. And because we get real into tactics, but at some point someone needs to stop along the way and help the new hunter understand, you're right, like, what wool socks do you wear? Do you buy the smart wool? Do you buy the cheap wool? Do you buy thick wool? Do you buy light wool? Like, and that matters based on the type of boot that you have. And like, there's all sorts of things in the warming layers and all of this stuff that goes into just a comfortable sit, or to not get sweated up on the way in. Don't put your shit on until you get to where you're going. And there's a million approaches to that, but I know you're new to hunting, and so it's fun to hear kind of where you're coming from with it.
Yeah, and I'm learning a lot, and that's a great thing. That's why I like listening to the podcast and listening to you guys talk about all sorts of other things, whether it be, the rut tactics or what you're seeing, what you're looking for as far as scrapes and rubs and all that. And so it's like every time I listen to someone or every time, I hear people talking about it, like I'm trying to just absorb as much info as I can, because I want to be able to pass that down, to my kids if they want to continue hunting. It's something that I want to show them, like, hey, I actually know what I'm doing a little bit, instead of like, I don't know, you just pick a spot and sit there and wait for a deer and hope you get lucky.
Yeah, well, that's what the majority of people do. Like, I've been guilty of that. That's how a lot of people start. And it's good to let the woods come to life around you. That's not the worst strategy in the world, but once you start to actually chase it down a little bit more, that's when it gets really exciting, because you're engaging with the prey in a way. And I call it prey because at that point you feel like a predator. You're really hunting it down. And there's very few that I think succeed with that. I think looks like Kurt Geyer might be watching. I know he's more of that speed. The guy that we're going to have on, John Eberhard at 7, he's more of that. There's a lot of folks, the Whitetail Adrenaline guys are, probably some of the most famous that do that with the Whitetail Adrenaline DVDs, where they're doing the spot and stock and like really doing the ground and pound kind of thing. That's cool, man. And I'm glad that you put me in the mix of, I listened to Wired to Hunt, Meat Eater, and Where to Hunt, the okayest podcast on iTunes.
Absolutely. I keep thinking about sending them some kind of message, because they're always repping that other mapping app that allows you to share locations and things.
I use Onyx all the time. It's actually funny because I put a post.
I want to call them, like, no, Where to Hunt is better.
Well, different. That's
Eric,
all.
it's the okayest. It is different, but it's the okayest hunter's app. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny. There's a.
Yeah, man,
I'm into like business stuff. There's a book called. Someone had recommended it to me, a good friend, and it's called Play Bigger, and it comes out of like the Silicon Valley area, the Y Combinator, and it talks about doing things different rather than better, because it's good to be better, but sometimes being I'm butchering the quote, doesn't matter, but different is good. So I'm not better than Onyx, but we're just a lot different because we do different things. So anyway, that's my little
for sure.
Spiel.
Yeah, I can appreciate using both. I mean, I can see where both have their time and place for sure.
Yeah, I say their slogan is "Know where you stand." Mine could be "Know who stands among you." Right? That could be. It's not my slogan, but it could be. My official trademark slogan is "Scout Smart, Hunt Safe." I guess I don't really tell people that. That's what it is.
Well, you should. Yeah. Get it out there, man. Hashtag it.
Dude,
hashtag it, and it'll be gold. Dude, absolutely, man. Hey, I'm going to let you go and listen in at 8, and we'll or at 7 your time.
Your time. That's right.
And have a good rest of the night, man.
All right, buddy. You too. Talk to you soon.
All right. Later.
Where'd my mouse go? There it is. All right, so thanks, Clay, for the call. Appreciate that a whole bunch. I'm not just sitting here blabbering on my own, so you kind of saved my life a little bit. Or the listeners' lives, really, because they're the ones suffering by listening to me. There's quite a wide spectrum of deer hunter. There really is the people that might be getting into it, that are interested. Obviously, there's the kids that come into it, but, like Clay said, he's like, I want to be able to teach them when they get into it, so I'm not just some goof that doesn't know what the hell I'm doing. Some of us know more than others, and we all know different things, or some of us know some of the same things. So we all look at it through different lens. So like I had mentioned earlier before Clay called in, is hunting with a couple different guys this season. It was fun to see how they look at things. You know, we see some of the same things, but it might not like resonate the same way. So someone might see, a rub, but then you go with a more experienced hunter, and they're going to tell you, well, look at the height of the rub. Look at the average scrape spot here. Where does it scrape the most? That's the mean height of that antlered animal. And, maybe you see a couple scrapes up top. So maybe those are some taller tines or whatever that are getting that area. But, if it's not waist high, it's probably a smaller deer. If it's down to your knee, that's a smaller animal. So it's not necessarily that it's a big tree or a bunch of bark scraped off. It's more the height. But new hunters might not know that. I used to not know that. I would see a rub and be like, oh my God, there's a buck in the area. And then you learn and you apply that knowledge into the next season, and it starts to compound. And then you kind of start to hunt with some more wisdom in your back pocket. And so, the podcasting world has really changed that for some people, because you can absorb this information in a different way. Whereas in the past, you probably took most of your information in on the toilet reading magazines, right? Maybe it wasn't on the toilet, but magazines, and not everyone likes to read. Not everyone likes to listen to podcasts, but some people like to watch videos, right? So we do the video. There's like 3 major forms of communication: the written word, the visual, and then, audio. So we all like to get it different ways. I just think a lot of us passively listen while we're driving or working out or walking the dog or working, whatever it is you're doing. So we got 8 minutes left on the Rut Club Radio. Shout out to our sponsor for Rut Club Radio, Heated Hunts. So if you go to heatedhunts.com and you want to check out some of their products, just for clarification, Heated Hunt is a heated scent dispenser, and it dispenses, whatever smell you put into whatever scent. So it could be, doe urine or estrus, or it could be buck urine if it's a brute buck or something like that, a dominant buck. You can get those scents from whoever you get your scents from, whether it's them or anyone else, but you apply that scent to the wick. That wick has, it's hooked up to a couple batteries in a circuit, and it heats it up. So it's pretty cool technology. It's pretty simple, and it's effective. So if you go to heatedhunts.com and you want to check out their stuff, enter in code W2H podcast, and you'll get yourself 15% off of a Heated Hunt scent dispenser. Or I think I'm wearing their shirt underneath this. So you can get one of these shirts here for a little bit off. Obviously, we got the logo on. If you're not, Instagram, you're kind of like not all the way in the loop here, but pop on over to Facebook. I'm always out of breath when I talk all by myself. All right, so deciding if I should hang out for 7 more minutes and shoot the breeze here. I don't see any comments coming through. A couple. I mean, give me a comment of yay, nay, or poop, depending on how your season went. Yay, went good. Nah, it sucked. And poop really, really sucked. Or it would be, all exclamation points if it was like super freaking good. Or picture of your buck or whatever you got. Throw some comments in there. Love to see how everyone's season went. I know we had a recap last week, I think, so. This Backwoods Grind coffee is fucking great, by the way. I'm not going to sleep tonight now. Like, not even at all. My brain's just not going to turn off. So, about 35 minutes we'll go live. Guest John Eberhart. I'm not going to take calls in the beginning of that episode. So as I start to get live and people start to fill in, etc. There's the poop. Sorry. Everyone wants to do a poop emoji, of course. You might have had a great season. You might just want to do the poop emoji. Give me a deer icon emoji if you've gotten a deer. Anyway, we're not going to take calls in the beginning of the show with John. I'm going to let him unpack some things. He has some questions that I'd like him to address and kind of, get into things a little bit. And then towards the end, I'll open the floodgates and let the callers come through to do Q&A. So if you want to call in and get in line, I have a call queue. I can take a whole shit ton of calls. You can just hang out there. You can listen that way. And then once I get further into the show, I'll actually bring callers in for one question. Once you ask your question, I'm going to hang up on you like a real radio show, and then I'll let John address that, and then we'll bring on the next one, so on and so forth. Kyle had a comment here. Really good year, but no harvest yet. I'm in the extended archery so I'll be hunting through end of January. All right, cool. Kyle, are you in Wisconsin by chance? Because I'll be doing something similar towards the end of, middle of January. I'll be hunting with a couple guys. So Hunter got a deer, Tommy got a turd, Clay got a turd. Thanks for jumping in, folks. Do you guys mind if I call you folks? I call you everybody folks. I don't want to discriminate. I don't want to say guys because there's a lot of girl listeners too. So it's folks, right? Come 7 o'clock, I'll be switching to scotch too, by the way. It's going to be great. You guys have to give me a toast. If anybody knows any scotches I should try. I tried this other one over here and it was way too, I guess the word is peaty. Super smoky. Too much, which is surprising because I kind of like it. But it was, I guess I over-index on that one. All right, guys, gals, folks, I'm going to go ahead and shut down this live broadcast. Yeah, Washington County is all cool. All right. Don't expect you to say more than that, bud. But I'm going to shut this down. If you're interested in listening to John and I chop it up, come back at 7 o'clock. We'll be live. All right, have a good night. Or I'll see you in a little bit. Whatever it is. All right.